I didn't grow up dreaming of becoming an entrepreneur, or honestly, I couldn't even decide if I wanted to become a footballer, a lawyer, or a trader. But I knew one thing for sure, and it was I wasn't gonna be broke. You guys are about to watch a video between me and my friend Will here, who's been asking me questions about my story basically. So you'll be watching a video about my story, my journey, how I started, my first business, every single business I tried, all of the failures that I had, and how I started making my first money, how I scaled it, and what I'm doing now, what the plan is for the future. So that's the video you're about to watch. But before we started talking about it, I actually forgot about some stuff. And it was my family. I mean, the place I'm born at. I'm born in Syria. I was raised in Syria till I was 9. And then we had to flee because of the war to Sweden because I had family members there in Sweden. So we moved from Syria to Sweden when I was 9, and I've been living there for 12 years now. And moving to a new country where we didn't speak the language, we didn't own a house, we didn't have jobs, we didn't have anything. It forced us to grow. Like my parents had to work hard. Not only work hard, they worked hard but also studied at the same time because they were parents. They had to provide for us. I was 9, my younger brother was 6, my older sister was 12, my older brother was 16, if I'm not wrong. What I'm trying to say is, we were all young and we had to move, and we were forced to grow up in an environment and just become adults, but at a very young age. We were surrounded by the worst type of people ever. And I'm not, I mean, like the neighborhoods we lived in, the places we lived at, we were constantly seeing drugs, killings, criminals, and it was just a normal thing. But for some reason, I actually don't know why, or I have my theories. It's probably because of our parents and the way they raised us. We never did any of that. I was never a drug addict. I was never addicted to alcohol. I never did anything illegal. Maybe sometimes just because I was a kid, but I mean, we all do as kids. But I mean, I didn't do these crimes that the people around me were doing. Neither did my older brother, neither did my younger brother, neither did my sister. We all had our mental challenges, we had our physical challenges because of the places we lived in, our financial situation, we had to move. But what I'm trying to say is, we had we grew up way faster than we were supposed to do. And I think that has been a huge contribution to why I'm the person I am today. I became more experienced about life very early in life. When I was 17, I was thinking about how I can make money while the other friends of mine at that age were thinking about what to play when they come home. Like, I was just not thinking about the same things. I couldn't relate to my friends. I couldn't relate to the people in my age. That's when it all started, actually. That's the true answer. And now I will let you guys watch the interview as well.
But hey, why don't you give everyone an introduction, let people know who you are, what you're building?
All right. So my name is Maher. I'm 21-year-old entrepreneur. I started my first business when I was 16, and today I'm running a coaching business. So I help coaches start and scale their coaching businesses, basically.
Why don't you take us back to when you were that 16-year-old kid? What was the first business you started? How did that scale? How did that go? Any experiences to share? And yeah, how did that ultimately lead you to what you're doing now, scaling info products and coaches? Because that's not something you can just start, is it?
As you probably might have guessed already, is my first business didn't make me any money, or it actually never even launched. My first business was a drop shipping store. And if I remember correctly, it took me like 3 months to build out the page, the website for the product, and we never launched it. We never did anything with it because I don't know why we didn't do it. I just didn't know what I was doing, and I was doing this with two of my friends, so we were trying to become rich, obviously, but that was just not the case. And then I started just trying multiple things. I kept trying things. I remember that I tried YouTube for a while, faceless YouTube channels. I tried gaming for a while. I tried becoming famous through gaming. Like, I don't know if you guys know who, for example, who Ninja is, the blue-haired guy who used to play Fortnite. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, oh shit, he's making a lot of money. I can also make a lot of money by playing video games. So I started playing FIFA and GTA and Call of Duty, whatever. We posted like 3 YouTube videos and then stopped. And then I also started trading crypto stocks. I also tried flipping. I actually made money from trading and stocks. I invested a lot. I used to get paid in school because I had so good grades. I don't know if you knew this actually.
What?
Yeah, I got almost 1K every single year because of my grades from high school.
How did that work?
So my grades were just the best. So the teachers would like vote me for a recommend me for a call like what do you even call it? Give
Award?
me give me money. And then at the end of each year, and it started off in the ninth grade, and then first year in high school, second year in high school, third year in high school, I just kept getting money every single year at the end of the year because my grades were always the best. Whatever. The point is, I took that money and I used to put it in stocks. I used to read financial reports about businesses. I used to like do the financial technical analysis of the stock market, the American one, the Swedish one, and I was just trying to make money. Obviously, I probably made a couple of $100. That was it. I was like, I'm not becoming rich from this. Like, this is not this is not it. Took me like a year to make $100. Like, this is not it. What more did I try? Then I tried dropshipping again. I went back to the same store and actually launched it. We launched our first ad. I spent like $50 probably or something. And then we had an old lady comment on it. This product is selling at a store called Rusta in Sweden for less than what you're offering on the website. And we're like, fuck. So we checked that and it was true. Our product that we were trying to dropship from China and sell for 5 times more was actually selling in a very big famous store in Sweden for less than we were selling it on the site. So we gave up on dropshipping. But I still wanted to make money. And that's when I saw this Swedish guy called Samuel. He was my first mentor and I'm still in touch with him. I was actually in touch with him like 3 days ago. Um, and he was talking about SMMA, this new way to make money. And I was 19 by then. So for the last 3 years have been now already, and I've tried all these different stuff, not made anything. I felt like fuck me, like this will never work. I started to actually feel hopeless. You know what I mean? I was starting to think about just becoming a lawyer. I actually love law, so I would like to become a lawyer still. Um, I was like, let's just get a job, become a lawyer. I will just save up money, invest in the stock market, and I will be a millionaire when I'm 50. That was my plan. Then I started watching this guy instead, and he was talking about this MMA, this new thing, and I started watching like YouTube video after another, and I was like, this sounds cool. And then they also hosted a 5 day free event. They went live and explained to us exactly what to do to land your first client with SMMA, your first 1K client, 1K euros, 1K USD. I was like, sick, I want to do that. So I jumped on, I took notes, I basically transcribed the full event. I was taking notes on every single thing they said. I had a full document with every single step. I didn't miss a single step. And at the end of it, at day 5, they were like, you know everything we've been talking about? I can actually help you do it. And this is our course. This was obviously not their pitch. It would have been the worst pitch ever if that was it. But basically, more or less, 2K, buy our course, and I will help you with everything that we have already talked about for the last 4 days. And I was like, fuck, it makes sense. I'm just sick and tired of trying on my own. Like I've watched every single YouTube video, I've read every single book, I've tried everything, and I'm still not making money. So I go up to my dad and I'm like, Dad, I want to buy this course. He's like, what course is it? This online guy telling me to do online stuff and I will make money from it. He was like, shut up.
It's a scam.
It's a scam. Like, go back to your room and whatever you were doing, like, keep trying. I was like, no, that's not happening. So I took out a loan on his name, 2K. I bought the course, and I was just eager to start. I was still in high school. So the next day, I emailed them. I was like, where's my link to the course? I still haven't, like, I didn't get my link to the course. And they were having so many people buying. So they started getting, like, technical issues. At that time, there were 2,000 students in that course. Like, imagine how much money they made. And it was actually a really good course. Really good course. It started off, I went to school, and school was easy for me, so I actually didn't have to do anything. I just got good grades. So I went to school, and I used to watch my course instead. So I would sit in the corner of classroom at the back, and I would just sit with my earphones and listen to the course instead. Take notes, implement, take notes, implement. I just wanted to make money ASAP. And I actually did it. Like 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, I landed my first client. It wasn't 1K though. I gave them a discount, obviously. I just charging 1K wasn't a thing for me. Charging money wasn't a thing. I gave them a discount. I charged them $600, and I was like, "Woohoo! I'm rich. I can make money now." So, and I always used to tell my girlfriend at the time, for the first paycheck I get, I want to invite my family, take them out for dinner. So we started looking up for some restaurants. I knew my paycheck would come in. Like, I sent the invoice, they were paying it, the money was about to come in. So I started to look up some restaurants that I could take my family to, which I would still afford paying for with my $600. Uh, so yeah, I just told every single one of them. I didn't tell them what we were doing. I just told them we're going here this time. See ya. They knew probably was a restaurant. It wasn't hard to figure out. So yeah, we just went there, and I had already ordered like starters, a bottle of champagne, and then like food for everyone. And I don't know. It was just, I know I spent all of it. I spent the $600, but I knew I would make more next month, and that would actually true. I made more next month. The gym I worked with, that was my first client, was a gym. I helped them get, I don't exactly remember how many clients or members, but it was a lot of members. So they made a lot of money from that $600. So they started talking about, like, bragging about me, my new system, their new ads, their new marketing stuff. So two other gyms reached out to me. I charged one of them 1.5K. The other one I charged 1.5K, and I was like, I'm rich.
Was this monthly as well, or just
Yeah,
so?
yeah, it was retainers. So I was making money, but that's when I also started relaxing. I was still in high school. I'm making money. The third year of high school was about to end, so I'm about to graduate. I was still playing a lot of football. Like, my dream has always been to become a professional football player. I forgot to tell you that, guys. Sorry, my bad. I've played football since I was 9, probably. And when I was in ninth grade, in first year in high school, we were playing in the highest division in Sweden for 17-year-olds. It's basically the Champions League in Sweden for 17-year-olds. So we were playing against the biggest teams in Sweden, and we were just like this small little team from out of nowhere from the suburbs. We're not the biggest team. We have never been that. The team that I used to play at, but when we were 17, we used to, yeah, we played with the bigger teams. It was really cool. And I also played with AC Milan's academy in Sweden, though. So I was just going all in on football. That's what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, I was balancing school, my relationship with my girlfriend, my family, every other business I wanted to start. I once tried to start a nightclub at the same time as starting like content things on IG. At the same time, I was investing in the stock market. At the same time, I wanted to become an accountant. And at the same time, like, I was just doing everything. I was actually depressed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't happy with my life. I just needed to make money. Um, when I started SMA, that's when I dropped everything. I was like, I'm going all in on this thing. I don't even think I want to be a football player anymore. Like, I actually thought about the life of a football player, and I just came to the conclusion that I don't even want to live that life. I want to be able to travel. Football players can't do that. You need to be at the facility every single day, eating the exact same meals that the coaches tell you to eat, the nutritions. Go to sleep at this time, go wake up this time, be here, be there, fly to this game. You know, like it's so controlled. I was like, oh shit, that's the opposite of the freedom that I want. But it took me probably a year and a half to make the decision. Like, imagine if you have been dreaming about something since you were a kid, and now you need to tell yourself, nah, G, you're not doing that.
It's the same. I did the same.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Tell that?
it was the same with me in kickboxing. Like I was training at a pro gym. All the people I was surrounding myself with were professionals, and that's all I dreamed of from being like 15 years old to be pro, be good. And then I heard about Thailand and what you can do and trying to make money online, and I thought, do I want to be like a pro fighter? I love the discipline and I love all the lessons and the man it's made me into, but do I really want to sacrifice everything? Do I want like a fucked brain when I'm older? Do my hips want to be broken? Am I going to need new knees? My face gets all cut. Like, is it really worth the sacrifice? You know, is all of that worth the sacrifice versus the other thing that you can live an amazing life, but would that decrease the quality of my life? And I was like, yeah, probably will.
I was thinking the same about becoming a professional football player. And for some people, they take the risk. That's why there are professional football players or kickboxers. But I guess for us, we just wanted something different. And that's okay. That's all it is. It's okay. When I started my SMA, I started getting the clients. I started getting lazy. I broke up with my girlfriend. We just, I wasn't so happy about the breakup. I didn't do anything for like 3 months. I traveled to Spain, spent all of my money, traveled to Milano, spent all of my money. Everything that I've saved up from the money I've been making from the business, poof, gone. I just spent it all on, yeah, traveling. And I went to Bali for a month. Yeah, I just spent all of my money basically. And I wasn't getting any new clients. That's actually when I realized that, oh shit, okay, get your shit together. Flew back home to Sweden. I had this new energy. I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to accomplish stuff. Bali actually made a huge difference for me. I saw all these entrepreneurs at the co-working spaces working, building on their stuff, going to the gym. Everyone like, I looked like shit compared to like the woman in the gym was bigger than me. Like everyone was just super fit. uh, so I had this energy. I came back to Sweden and I wanted to transition that energy into my business again. That's actually what I did. I decided that I needed to focus on one specific type of business that I would help. That's when I went all in on helping martial art gyms in Sweden to grow. And martial art gyms in Sweden struggle with a lot of stuff. Like they're not businessmen. So what I'm trying to say is that's actually when I realized that as long as I position myself as the only option in the market, client acquisition becomes easy. I started getting these crazy numbers. I would send out 25 outreaches and I would land a client. Like I would send out 25 cold DMs and I would land a client. Not book a call, I mean land a client, a finalized deal. So I used to send like I didn't do a lot of cold outreach. And that month I I maybe sent like 70 something cold outreaches and I landed 5 clients. I was just like, life is easy. Life is easy. That's when I started, okay, let's scale this thing. Started hiring people. My brother, he's a media buyer now. Sales team. Started running ads. The ads didn't work at start. I spent 3K on ads. Nothing. Then the 4th K, 5th K, that's when I started making money. And I scaled my SMA. And that's when we met in Marbella, right? So, February this year. So, 2 months ago, almost. Me and Will. Alfie, Jack, a couple of more boys from the Willionaire. We met in Marbella. We lived there for a month together. And I was still doing my SMMA. I was making like 20K a month, 25K a month. But the margins weren't high. The cash collection it wasn't the best. Some months were better than others. I had 7 employees. I had 6 sales reps. I had 1 media buyer. I had 20 something clients I had to deal with. I was waking up to like 87 WhatsApp messages every single day. It was stressful. And I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do long term. What I wanted to do long term was I wanted to help other businesses grow. You know Alex Hormozy probably. So think Alex Hormozy, but in a smaller version. Alex Hormozy does what he does for bigger businesses. I was like, I love what he's doing. I love everything about business, like systems, hiring, marketing, sales, offer building, like whatever. I love all of it, and I want to help people do that. But I was just too scared to actually take the leap. You
Why?
know, first of all, I was making money from my SMA, so I had this safe place to stay in. But also, I was telling myself that, oh, but how do I build the offer? When in fact, I knew how to build offers. That's when I realized when I was hanging around you guys. Alfie built this offer in Marbella. Jack built this offer in Marbella. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I can build my offer. And that's what I started doing. Um, I dropped all of my clients from my SMMA, went all in on building this new offer. I remember Jack told me this. He's a closer, so his thing is to shift your identity. His thing is to challenge your beliefs. And I told him, I just don't know how to start. And he was like, you don't know because of what? I was like, fuck, I do know. I do know how to start. It's just, I'm a pussy. I'm a little pussy. And that is the effect of Willionaire, seriously. Like, unfiltered. I'm not saying it just because he's sitting here. I mean it. Like, I was around them, and I would actually feel like a little pussy if I didn't start my offer. Like, I've been telling these guys that this is what I like to do, this is what I want to do, but I wasn't doing it. So I was basically the pussy of the group if I didn't do it. So I mean, being around you guys, and also you just feel invisible. You feel like whatever, like I will make money, you know. So I just did it, and the month after that was my best month ever. I probably cut my like working hours in half, if not even more. No clients, no expenses like invoices to sales reps, media buyers, anything. I am the business right now. I help coaches start and scale their coaching businesses. That's what I do, and I enjoy my life so much more right now. And actually, it all started with the my whole system that I'm doing right now. The way I'm helping other coaches scale is through the things that I learned from my agency. So, do you remember what I did with the martial arts? I positioned myself as the only agency, the only solution for martial art gyms in Sweden. And that's what I was. Like, they started talking about the best marketer in Sweden, and I was the name. Like, you could ask my past clients, who's the best marketer in Sweden? They would say Maher. Not because maybe I'm not. I don't know. I don't know every single marketer in Sweden. But because of the way I positioned myself, I was the only guy they knew. So obviously I am the best one. That's what I help my clients do now. So that's the full like that's the whole system I do for my clients. I help them implement so they become the best in their niche. They become the only option. So obviously they're also the best because there's no one else in there. That's my story.
That's funny. That's what my grandpa says to me. He says, "You're my favorite grandson." It's like, I'm your only grandson. That's some story, man. From the age of 16 to 21, trying on multiple different businesses, different ventures, and then finally getting the balls to do the thing that you've always kind of wanted to do. That must feel good, man.
Feels amazing.
Feels
Feels
amazing.
real.
So here we are. It's April 2025. What's the next 6 months got in store for you, business wise, travel wise? Obviously, you're You're a vital member of Willionaire, and I'm sure you'll be coming to a lot more of the trips. So yeah, give us a rundown, travel-wise, business-wise, personal life. What's going on?
Definitely. We can start off with the personal wise stuff,
Okay.
personal section. I'm trying to get shredded, ripped. I've been bulking for a while. I've always been the skinny kid. So I've been bulking for like 3 years, 2 years. So now I have some fat to lose. I'll get shredded. I I don't know if it is a thing, but I want to become more disciplined. I feel like I am disciplined, but I want to be dialed in. I want to be. Do you have something to say? Don't tell them about my sleep routine.
Discipline is not. It's not on a spectrum. You either are disciplined or you're not disciplined. You can't be a little bit disciplined. You know what I mean?
Cool. So I'm not disciplined.
Yeah, you're not disciplined, and neither am I right now, to be honest. You're. If there was a spectrum of discipline in someone's fantasy world, then fuck me, mate. You're at the bottom of that.
Yeah.
You're not bad. You just sleep whenever the fuck you want. Did you hear me walking up the stairs this morning? I was like, what a fucking amazing day. Just been at the sea, ready to smash out some work. I was like, Simcheck, you're looking amazing. Ned, you're looking jacked. And I was walking up the stairs above Maher's room. I was like, and Maher's going to get out of fucking bed. Did you hear that?
I did. I did. So I got off bed. I got out of
Product
bed.
of the environment.
No, yeah. So should I tell them what time it was?
Save yourself the embarrassment, bro.
No, I will actually tell you guys. Unfiltered. This is unfiltered. I went to sleep at 4 a.m. yesterday and I woke up at 12. Yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I don't have any routines. Whatever. But I still get shit done, right? I still make more money than you. No, I'm just kidding. So when it comes to my personal life, I wanna get jacked. But there is also this thing I've been thinking about since I was 16, since I started setting all these goals for myself. I used to ask the question of what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose? Why are we here? What am I doing with my life? And all of these things. And I came to the conclusion yesterday, actually. I wrote this down yesterday. This is what I truly, truly, truly believe is the meaning of life, and this is something that I want to invest more of my time in. It's our relationships. And what I mean by that is, it doesn't matter, like, we're in an insane villa right now. Insane. Like, this is something that you would dream of. Me and Ned went out for a steak yesterday. My feet were in the sand. We were facing the sea, and we were having the best steak probably on this island. I don't know how much we paid, but that's not the point. We were just at the best place ever, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't like I was just having my steak and then I was like, let's sleep. Like, I mean, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't enjoying it. So what I'm trying to say is I will think about it more. I will challenge myself more to enjoy stuff. Learn to enjoy the moment, learn to be more present. The steak, like, actually feel the taste of it, like look at the sea when I'm facing the sea, when I'm having dinner with my feet in the sand and I'm facing the sea and I'm having a steak. That's like all you can dream about. I want to feel it, I want to enjoy it more. So that's me on a personal level. And business wise, I'm hitting 100K per month. That's just, it's happening.
It's already happened.
It's already happened in here and soon to be in my wallet too. That's happening. And the way I'm actually, the plan to hit 100K is to help more coaches start and scale through my monopoly coaching. So my way of positioning yourself as the only option. That's what I'm gonna help my coaches do, my clients do. And travel wise, I'm going back to Sweden. I booked my flight 15th of May. Going back to Sweden. It's my dad's birthday. It's me dad's birthday, as you guys would say. My older brother is having his second daughter. My middle brother, my youngest brother, is graduating from high school. So my mom is on her vacation from job. So we have a lot of things to do in Sweden. I will probably be there for a month or so. And then Italy, July. That's the plan. Italia.
Yeah. Well, before you go to Sweden, we've got the Koh Samui Mastermind, which is going to be sick. and in Italy. Obviously, you're taking your family on holiday.
Yes, sir.
Then we've got a Italy mastermind. Bro, this is a question I had. So we're gonna do the Willionaire mastermind in like Tuscany, but afterwards, I'd be so game to live in Rome or something,
Ooh,
just for like a month or even just a couple of weeks.
I would love to live wherever in Italy.
Yeah, but the thing about Rome is the Roman Empire. Imagine the energy we'd get from that place. Because we're both conquering right now. There's a siege happening in our business world. So it only seems right, doesn't it? If we're in Italy anyway.
Live like live like the gladiators. Spartacus.
Modern day gladiators.
Modern day gladiators. Yeah, that's why I'm getting ripped to look like one.
What would you say your. All right, so let's finish on a couple of questions. What would you say your biggest lesson that you've learned in your whole entrepreneurial journey is?
Oh shit. That's a deep question. I have two answers.
Okay.
The first one is if you want to make money, just learn a skill and sell it. It's that easy. Learn a skill. And it doesn't have to be anything complicated such as funnel building, marketing, or I don't know, like sales could be complicated. It would, but it's not. A skill could literally be you playing FIFA. That's a skill. You could teach others to become better at playing FIFA. I have a friend. He's a CS:GO coach. He's really good at playing CS:GO, the video game. He teaches other to play it better. What I'm trying to say is, if you have a skill, if you're good at designing shoes, then do it. Like you can, people will literally pay you money for your skill. That is the number one lesson I wish someone told my 16-year-old Maher because it wouldn't take him 5 years till he's here. And the other one is don't think that the money in itself will give you the enjoyment because even if you are in a nice villa, if you're not enjoying the moment, you won't enjoy the villa either.
Yeah, good convo. What a journey. What a person. Honestly, I value this guy insane amounts. He's one of my closest friends, my brother, and a valuable member of Willionaire.
Thank you guys for watching this full video. I would highly recommend you to watch the next one. The first link down there in the description. It's just me talking for 30 minutes, giving out as much value as possible. Click the link down the description. First one, I would highly recommend you watching it.